everyone, you're welcome to my channel Promotion for Sure. In this video, we are going to talk about credit delivery, Module D Credit Management of Advanced Bank Management course. So in this video, we are going to learn about credit delivery mechanism. So if you have clicked to watch this video, be rest assured, you have reached a channel that will give you a treasure of knowledge. That's a promise. So please subscribe and become a lifetime learner. Thanks for subscribing our channel. So now let's see what we are going to learn in this chapter. We're going to learn documentation, third-party guarantees, various methods of creating charge over securities, methods of delivery of bank loans, consortium, multiple banking, and syndication of loan. So let us first see what exactly is documentation. Now, documents are to be signed by the borrowers and guarantors so that bank can establish their liability in a court of law. The borrower has to sign the documents which create charge over the primary security, that is, the security created out of the bank finance. For charge over collateral security, the owner of that security should sign the relevant documents. It should be ensured that if the owner of the collateral security is someone other than the borrower, he should first become the guarantor of the loan and then create charge over the security. Each bank's legal department prescribes the standard documents to be taken depending upon the type of the loan. So, what are the things which should be kept in mind by the credit officer? First, the document should be signed properly. The document should be stamped properly as well. The date of execution of document should never be earlier than the date of stamping. For example, there is a legal document, loan agreement, which you got signed, which you got stamped on, for example, today's date. So the date of execution, the date of signing of the documents cannot happen on date before today's date. That is, cannot happen of the yesterday's date. It will only happen after any day after today. So for example, today is 20th. For example, it's 20th of April. So the signatures, the date of execution only happen on 20th or after 20th, not before that. Now, it should be ensured that the parties executing the documents have the necessary authority and the capacity to enter into the contract. It should be ensured that the person signing the document is doing so with his free will. The document should be filled in before they are signed. In case of companies, the charge should be created with the registrar of companies within 30 days from the date of execution of the documents. If any document is required to be registered with sub-registrar, it should be done within the prescribed limit. Now, what are third-party guarantees? Now, in some cases, banks stipulate guarantees of third parties. It is an additional safety against any default. Now, these third parties can be individuals or any other legal entity in case of finance to firms. The personal guarantee of proprietor partner is not stipulated, as they have unlimited liability and their personal assets can be attached for recovery of bank loans. However, in the case of companies and other legal entities, the promoters, directors, trustees do not have unlimited any liability towards the bank dues. Therefore, in many cases, banks stipulates their personal guarantees. Now, personal guarantee of directors may be helpful in respect of companies whether private or public, where shares are held closely by the person or connected person or a group, not being irrespective of other factors such as financial conditions, securities available, etc. Now, it may be necessary to obtain an undertaking from the borrowing company that no change in the management would be made without the consent of the lending institution. Now, RBI has also advised the banks to obtain an undertaking from the borrowing company as well as the guarantors that no consideration, whether by way of commission, brokerage fees, or any other form, would be paid by the former or received by the latter directly or indirectly. This requirement should be incorporated in the bank's terms and conditions for sanctioning of credit limits. Now, what do you mean by charge over securities? Now, nature of security and the operational convenience often decide the type of charge to be created over the security. The procedure for creation of charge is same for both primary and collateral securities. The point to be kept in mind is that only the owner of the asset can create charge over it. The charge could be any of the following: mortgage, hypothecation, pledge, lien, assignment. Now, what do you mean by possession of security? At the time of appraisal, banker has to decide about the possession of the security, especially in the case of inventory. With legal system in the country being still not perfect, this aspect has a bearing on overall risk of the proposal. Now, hypothecation is also a process where the possession remains with the borrower. In case of pledge also, the borrower can have possession called constructive possession and hold the goods as an agent of the bank. Now, if we talk about disbursal of loans, let's see what are the conditions of working capital loans. Now, in case of sole banking, the bank providing working capital limits opens a cash credit account of the borrower, and all his financial transactions should be routed through this account. Without bank's permission, no account can be opened with any other bank. Banks give permission to open current account with other banks only if they are convinced about their necessity. In such cases, periodic statement of that account are obtained to keep a tab on the transactions. Now, the banks obtain the statement of stock, book debts, receivables, and sundry creditors. These three items form major parts of current asset and liabilities in majority of the enterprises. Such statement can be obtained monthly basis. Now, in case of borrowers enjoying working capital credit limit of rupees 10 crore and above from the banking system, the loan component should normally be 80%. Now, let's talk about term loans. Now, if the term loan is to be disbursed in one go, example, the purchase of machine, ready house, or borrower is asked to deposit his margin with the bank, his loan account is debited by the amount of the loan and the entire amount to be paid by the borrower is remitted to him by the bank. In case where the execution of project is spread over a period of time, the disbursement is normally related to the progress of the project. Now, at the time of financing project, banks generally adopt one of the following methodologies as far as determining the level of promoters' equity in concern. First, the promoters bring their entire contribution upfront before the bank starts disbursing its commitment. Second, the promoters bring certain percentage of their equity, 40 to 50% upfront, and balance is brought in the stages. Promoters agree that they will bring in equity funds proportionately as banks finance their debt portion. Now, if you talk about lending under consortium or multiple banking arrangements, if two or more banks get into a formal arrangement to finance the working capital needs of a borrower, it is called consortium arrangement. The consortium bank decides on one of the members as lead bank, who not only arrange periodic meetings of the member banks but also takes lead in assessment, documentation, charge creation, monitoring, and account, etc. Now, as per RBI guidelines, RBI has advised the banks to strengthen their information backup about the borrowers enjoying credit facilities from multiple banks as follows. Now, at the time of granting fresh facilities, banks should obtain declaration from the borrowers about the credit facilities already enjoyed by them from other banks in the prescribed format. Subsequently, banks should exchange information about the conducts of borrowers' account with other banks in the format given. Obtain regular certification by a professional, preferably a company secretary, chartered accountant, or cost accountant, regarding compliance of various statutory prescriptions that are prescribed. Make greater use of credit reports available from credit information companies. The bank should incorporate suitable clauses in the loan agreement regarding exchange of credit information so as to address confidentiality issues. Any sanction of fresh loans and ad hoc loans, renewal of loans to new existing borrowers should be done only after obtaining sharing necessary information. The participating lender should evolve procedure to complete appraisal of proposal in the time-bound manner to extend feasible and communicate their decision on financing otherwise within a reasonable time. Now, what do you mean by syndication of loan? Now, the term syndication is normally used for sharing a long-term loan to a borrower by two or more banks. This is a way of sharing the risk associated with lending to that borrower by the bank and is generally used for a large loans. Now, the borrower intending to avail the desired amount of loan gives a mandate to one bank, which is called the lead bank, to arrange for sanctions for loan amount on its behalf. The lead bank approaches various banks with their details. The bank appraises the proposal and, as per the policies and risk appetite, and take the decision. The lead bank does the liaison work, and common terms and conditions of sanction may be agreed in a meeting participating bank arranged by the lead bank. Normally, the lead bank charges syndication fees from the borrowers. So let me ask you certain questions, which you can answer in either yes or no, true or false. And I hope you'll be able to answer these questions in the description box below. Question number one: the stamp duty on the documents varies from state to state, whether it's true or false. Question number two: the date of execution of documents can be earlier than the date of stamping, true or false. Question number three: the parties executing the document should have necessary authority and the capacity to enter into contract and execute the documents in their capacity, true or false. Bank should ensure that the person signing the documents is doing so with his free will. True or false? Question number 5. The documents can be filled in after they are signed. Question number 6. In case of companies, the charge should be registered with ROC within 60 days from the date of execution of the documents. True or false? Question number 7. Some documents may be required to be registered with the sub-registrar. True or false? Question number 8. Third-party guarantees can be taken from individuals only. Any other legal entity cannot be third-party guarantor. Is it true or false? Question number 9. Bank can create charge over security not belonging to either the borrower or the guarantor. True or false? Question number 10. Under hypothecation, the possession of the goods remains with the borrowers. True or false? Question number 11. Under pledge, the possession of goods remain with the borrower depending upon the bank's decision. True or false? Question number 12. As per RBI's guideline, the case of borrowers enjoying working capital limit of rupees 10 crore and above from the banking system, the loan component should normally be 80%. True or false? Under loan system, the borrower has to maintain a minimum debit balance in his loan account, while the cash credit account may have a credit balance. True or false? Question number 14. Bank disburse the term loans as per the progress of the report. True or false? Consortium banking and multiple bankings are same. True or false? RBI encourages multiple consortium banking for small loans, whether this is true or false. So I hope this video would have given you a lot of insight and valuable information about credit management. And if you have reached at the end of this video, be rest assured that you have reached a channel that will give you a similar treasure of knowledge. That's a promise. So please subscribe and become a lifetime learner of our channel. Thanks for subscribing. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.